All right, everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving deep into something that's, well, it's pretty high stakes. Online gambling advertising. If you're here, you're probably looking to score big in 2024, and luckily, we've got the perfect guide. Lisa's 12 best gambling ad networks dropped just this week on Affmaven, and let me tell you, it's packed with insights. We're talking about a market worth almost $100 billion annually, $92.9 billion to be exact. And get this, every single minute online casinos process over 3 grand in bets. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity, but like any gold rush, there's a lot of, let's say, less than scrupulous folks out there. They try to strike it rich quick, but often end up taking shortcuts that, well, let's just say they backfire spectacularly.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about the black hat versus white hat tactic, something Lisa learned the hard way early on, costing her a cool 10 grand.
Oof, yeah, that's a classic black hat trap. These shady networks, they promise you the moon, but they're all built on, fake clicks and bot traffic. It's like, building your house on sand looks good for a while, but then boom, the tide comes in.
Ouch, yeah, I bet that was a painful lesson. So what's the white hat approach then, and why does it matter in the long run?
Well, White Hat is all about building something real, something sustainable. Instead of tricking people into clicking, you're attracting players who are genuinely interested in what you offer. That means higher conversion rates, loyal customers, and a brand you can actually be proud of. Lisa saw this firsthand. When she switched to a quality network, her conversion rate quadrupled overnight.
Wow, 400%. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. That's the kind of story that makes me want to jump into this industry right now. But let's break down some of these top networks Lisa recommends, starting with Adstera. What makes them stand out in this crowded space?
Adstera. They're all about AI-powered targeting, to be specific. They've got these algorithms that analyze tons of data to predict which players are most likely to convert. Imagine knowing exactly who to show your sports betting ad to, down to their favorite team and how they like to bet. That's the edge Adstera's AI brings.
Wow, that's next level targeting. They're not just randomly showing ads, they're finding the perfect match. And with over 11 billion monthly impressions, they definitely have the reach. But hold on, there's another one we got to talk about. Admaven. They seem to be a favorite among seasoned casino marketers.
Yeah, and for good reason. Admazen, they boast an impressive 1 billion daily impressions and over 20,000 conversions. But what's really interesting is their focus on exclusive traffic sources. They work directly with publishers, so you're not getting those recycled low-quality leads.
Mhm.
This is where Lisa's emphasis on traffic quality metrics really comes in.
So it's like having a VIP pass to the hottest casino in town, right? You're getting access to the high rollers, not just the casual players. Okay, I'm starting to see why choosing the right network is so crucial. But what about those on a tighter budget? Not everyone can just jump in with, like, 5 grand.
Yeah, true. For beginners on a budget, there's Pop Cash. You can launch a campaign with just $5 in minutes, really. But if you're serious about scaling, Adstra's AI is definitely worth the higher investment.
Got it. So you've got options depending on where you are in your journey. Now let's talk about propeller ads. They seem to be all about maximizing ROI.
Exactly. Their CPA goal optimization is a game changer. So CPA, that stands for cost per action. You only pay when someone actually does something you want, like signing up or making a deposit. Propeller Ads uses clever algorithms to optimize for those valuable conversions, not just clicks. It's a much smarter way to spend your ad budget.
I like that. Instead of paying for a bunch of window shoppers, you're only paying for customers who are ready to play. Now, I've heard some buzz about Clickadoo, something about smart AI and massive reach.
Clickadoo is another powerhouse, yeah. They deliver a whopping 6 billion daily impressions. But what sets them apart is their AI-based advertising. They constantly analyze which ads are performing best and adjust accordingly. It maximizes both publisher earnings and advertiser results.
That's pretty impressive. It's like having a team of expert marketers working 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about Richards. They seem to be the go-to for those seeking those harder to find audiences.
Rich Ads is a relative newcomer, but they're making waves with their high-quality POPS traffic. POPS stands for push notifications, those little messages that pop up on your device. They're incredibly effective for gambling ads because they're, well, timely and can be targeted based on user behavior. Rich Ads also offers excellent support with dedicated account managers who can guide you.
Yeah, that personalized touch can be invaluable, especially when you're navigating a new industry. But I know some folks are hesitant about push notifications. They can be a bit, intrusive. Is there a way to use them effectively without annoying potential customers?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about targeting and timing. Which ads lets you target users based on their interests and activity so your notifications are relevant. And with their advanced scheduling, you can make sure those notifications arrive at the right time when users are most likely to engage.
So it's not about spamming people. It's about delivering the right message at the right time. Makes sense. Okay, we've covered a good chunk of these networks, but there are a few more to explore. Let's dive into pop ads, a network that's generating some buzz, especially for those seeking high payouts.
Pop ads, what's interesting about them is their specialization in pop under ads. Those ads that appear in a separate window, often when you close another one. Some people find them a bit jarring, but they can be incredibly effective for gambling offers. They really capture attention in a way that banners or sidebars just can't.
They also offer fast payment processing, like daily payouts for publishers, which is a huge draw. I mean, who doesn't love seeing money hit their account every day?
Exactly, it's a great incentive. And for advertisers, pop ads lets you set your own prices. So you have more control over your spending and could potentially increase your ROI. Plus, they boast over 120,000 active publishers, giving you access to a wide audience.
Sounds like pop ads could be a real contender for both advertisers and publishers. Now, let's talk about a platform specifically designed for mobile game developers in the gambling sector. Unity ads. They seem to be the go-to for those looking to monetize their apps with in-game advertising.
Yeah, Unity Ads has a massive reach, connecting developers with over 60 demand sources through their ad exchange. They use a fair auction system, so you're getting the best rates for your ad inventory. Plus, they offer a variety of ad formats that are designed to, seamlessly integrate into mobile games, no disrupting the player experience.
That's crucial. You don't want ads to feel intrusive and pull players out of the game. And their analytics are top-notch, allowing developers to track everything from user engagement to ad revenue, so they could really fine-tune their strategies.
Speaking of analytics, let's move on to AdMob, developed by Google. They've got incredibly powerful analytics tools. You can really understand how users are interacting with your ads.
And with over 1 million apps already using AdMob, they've got a proven track record. Plus, their integration with other Google services is seamless, a major advantage for developers already in the Google ecosystem. But let's be honest, not everyone loves Google's data collection practices.
That's true, but AdMob does give developers some control over the data they collect and how it's used. Plus, they've made improvements to their transparency and user privacy controls. Now, for a platform with a different approach, let's talk about Avidov. They seem to be all about, well, pushing the boundaries of innovation and ad delivery.
Avidov is definitely shaking things up. They offer a diverse range of ad formats, but what sets them apart is their focus on user consent. They understand that ads are more effective when users are, receptive to them.
It's a refreshing approach, especially in an industry often accused of being too intrusive. Avidov believes that by prioritizing user experience and respecting choices, they can create a win-win for everyone.
And they're backing that vision with some seriously innovative technology, making sure their ads are engaging, relevant, and delivered in a way that enhances, not disrupts, the user experience.
Okay, ready for our final network spotlight. Let's talk about Kanam, the platform where effectiveness meets innovation.
Kadam is all about maximum visibility and engagement. They boast one of the highest traffic volumes, giving you access to a massive pool of potential customers. And their targeting options are incredible. You can drill down to specific demographics, device types, even internet providers.
They also understand the importance of flexibility. Advertisers can choose from various payment models, including CPA target for affiliates. Everyone gets a fair share.
So whether you're an experienced advertiser or just starting out, Kadam has something to offer. Wow, what a whirlwind tour of the gambling ad landscape. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much to explore.
And that's where Lisa's insights into the future of gambling advertising come into play. She's identified some major trends that are going to completely change the game.
This is where it gets really interesting. I'm talking AI, VR, blockchain stuff. That sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Exactly. And it's all happening right now. These technologies are going to revolutionize how we experience and engage with gambling ads, creating a more personalized, immersive, and secure environment.
So are you ready to step into the future of gambling advertising?
Let's do it. So first up, we have AI-powered targeting. This isn't just like basic demographics anymore. We're talking about AI that can actually analyze player behavior, predict their lifetime value, even tailor ad creatives in real time. Imagine an ad that dynamically changes based on the user's browsing history or their favorite games.
Whoa, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal ad agency working for each player. No wonder Lisa's saying early data shows AI-powered campaigns are already delivering 40% higher ROI compared to traditional methods.
Yeah, that kind of jump can be the difference between a side hustle and, a serious business, and it's only going to get more sophisticated. But AI isn't the only game changer on the horizon. Get ready for VR casino ads.
VR casino ads. Okay, now we're talking. Paint me a picture. What does that even look like?
Think about stepping into a virtual casino from your own home, You can explore the games, interact with other players, really get a feel for the atmosphere before you even set foot in a real casino.
Imagine putting on your VR headset and boom, you're suddenly in Vegas, sitting at a virtual blackjack table, all while you're actually, curled up on your couch in pajamas.
Exactly. And this isn't just some futuristic fantasy. Top networks, including Lisa's mysterious Network X, are already testing these formats. Some are even experimenting with live dealer previews in VR, so you can get a taste of the real deal before signing up.
I have a feeling VR casino ads are going to be huge, especially for younger audiences who are already so comfortable in the digital world. But what about blockchain? That seems to be the buzzword in every industry these days.
Blockchain's more than just a buzzword. It has the potential to completely revolutionize the gambling ad space, especially when it comes to payments and fraud prevention. Think about smart contracts that automatically execute payouts as soon as certain conditions are met.
So no more waiting around for your winnings to clear. It all happens instantly and securely. I like that.
And because blockchain transactions are recorded on a decentralized ledger, it's incredibly difficult for fraudsters to, mess with the system. Lisa estimates that blockchain integration could reduce fraud by up to 60%, saving advertisers millions.
That's huge. It also creates a level of transparency that's been missing. You can see exactly where your money's going
Yeah.
and be confident that the system's fair.
It's about building trust, which is essential in any business, but especially in the gambling world. And the best part, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. Lisa predicts that 85% of networks will adopt blockchain tech by 2025.
So the future of gambling advertising is looking pretty exciting, with AI, VR, and blockchain all playing major roles. But with all this amazing technology, we can't forget about the human element, right? I'm talking about responsible advertising.
Absolutely. As the industry grows and evolves, we need to be mindful of the potential risks. It's about finding that balance between innovation and responsibility.
Lisa seems to be a big advocate for ethical practices. She talks about stricter age verification, real-time spending limits, better tools to promote healthy gambling habits.
Those are all crucial steps, for sure. It's about protecting vulnerable individuals and making sure gambling stays fun and entertaining, not a destructive force.
I completely agree. It's not just about profits, it's about creating a sustainable industry that benefits everyone. Now let's shift gears and dive into the Q&A section of Lisa's guide. She tackles some really important questions that I think a lot of folks are curious about.
Yeah, she starts off with a question that's on every advertiser's mind. How to spot fake traffic. Before you waste your money.
That's a big one. It's so easy to get caught up in those promises of cheap traffic and high conversion rates. But, like Lisa learned, sometimes those promises are too good to be true.
Exactly. So Lisa gives some really practical tips on how to, identify red flags and protect yourself.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, one of the first things is time on site. If users are bouncing off your site after a few seconds, that's a pretty good sign the traffic isn't real. Real players, especially those interested in gambling, they're going to spend some time exploring your site, checking out the games, reading reviews, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. It's like going to a casino and walking straight out the door. Something's not right.
Exactly. Another red flag is geographic inconsistency. If you're targeting players in, say, the US, and suddenly you're seeing a bunch of traffic from, I don't know, China, that's a sign something might be fishy.
Okay, so if I'm running a campaign for a US-based casino and I see a ton of clicks from China, I should be suspicious.
Absolutely. You also want to look at the device distribution. Is the traffic coming from a mix of desktops, mobiles, tablets, or is it mostly one type?
I imagine a diverse range of devices is a good sign, showing a real mix of users.
Exactly. And finally, keep an eye on the conversion to registration ratio. A healthy ratio is usually between 8 and 12%. If you see numbers that are way lower or higher, something might be off.
Those are some really practical tips. Anyone can use those. It's all about being vigilant and doing your research before you invest. Now let's talk about something that's constantly changing. Payment methods. What are gambling ad networks preferring these days?
Cryptocurrencies are definitely gaining traction. Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are becoming popular for both deposits and withdrawals.
I'm not surprised. Crypto is all about speed, security, anonymity. Those are all qualities that appeal to online gamblers.
Exactly. But traditional methods like wire transfers are still widely used, especially for larger transactions. And Lisa mentions a preference for certain payment processors like PaySafe and Skrill. They offer a good balance of security and convenience.
It's important to choose a network that supports a variety of methods so you can cater to a wider audience. Now let's get down to brass tacks. Budget requirements. What's the minimum investment needed to get started with these top networks?
Most premium casino networks require at least $5,000 to start. It's a significant investment, but it reflects the quality and support you can expect.
That makes sense. You're not going to get access to those exclusive traffic sources for pennies. But what about those who are just starting out and don't have that kind of capital?
Well, Lisa's managed to negotiate lower entry deals for her coaching students, securing $2,000 agreements with a couple of networks. So it's worth, exploring your options and seeing what's possible.
That's good to know. Shows it never hurts to ask. Now, here's a question I'm particularly interested in. Are mobile-specific gambling ad networks worth it?
Absolutely. Mobile gaming is exploding, and Lisa's seen firsthand the power of focusing on mobile. Her mobile campaigns outperform desktop campaigns by 40%, both in terms of conversions and player retention.
Wow, 40%. That's a huge difference. It really shows the importance of going where the players are.
Exactly. And many of the networks we've discussed offer both desktop and mobile options, so you can tailor your campaigns.
Speaking of tailoring, Lisa talks about using third-party tracking tools like Volume or RedTrack to verify traffic quality. Why is that so crucial?
These tools give you a peek behind the curtain so you can see where those clicks are really coming from. You can identify any suspicious activity like bot traffic or clicks from, irrelevant sources. It's basically an insurance policy against ad fraud.
Like having a private investigator on your team.
Exactly. Lisa even shared a story about how she caught a so-called premium network sending her 60% bot traffic. These tools can save you a ton of money and headaches.
Now, let's get specific. Lisa talks about the best ad formats for different campaigns. What's her take on online poker?
Well, based on her experience spending over $1 million on poker campaigns, Lisa found that native ads consistently outperform banners and pop-ups.
Native ads, those are the ones that blend in with the surrounding content, right? They're less intrusive, more engaging.
Exactly, and they seem to resonate well with poker players who tend to be more analytical. Lisa's seen a 22% higher click-through rate and a 15% lower cost per acquisition with native ads for poker.
Those are impressive results. Shows that choosing the right ad format can make a big difference. Speaking of making a difference, Lisa also talks about creative rotation. How often should you refresh your ad creatives to keep things, fresh and engaging?
Lisa has a specific strategy that's worked well for her. For casino offers, she refreshes her creatives weekly to keep things exciting and highlight new promotions.
That makes sense. You don't want players getting bored seeing the same old ads.
Exactly. But for sports betting campaigns, she syncs her rotations with major sporting events. So during the Super Bowl, you'll see ads tailored to the game the team's playing.
That's smart. Capitalizing on the hype to make your ads more relevant. And it clearly works. Lisa's click-through rates increased by 35% last quarter, just using that strategy.
It shows that you don't need a massive budget to be successful. It's about being strategic, creative, and constantly testing.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about gambling ad networks, from choosing the right platform to navigating the future trends and ethical considerations. What a journey.
It's been fascinating exploring this dynamic and rapidly growing industry.
So what are some of the key takeaways from our deep dive?
Well, first and foremost, choosing the right network is critical. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. You need to do your research, understand your audience, select a platform that aligns with your goals and budget.
And we can't stress enough the importance of ethical advertising practices. Black hat tactics might seem tempting, but they'll damage your reputation, could even get you in legal trouble.
White hat strategies, on the other hand, are about building a sustainable business, attracting genuine players, and providing a positive experience.
And as we look to the future, it's clear that AI, VR, and blockchain are going to play a major role.
These technologies have the potential to completely change how we experience gambling ads, creating a more personalized, immersive, and secure environment.
But as we embrace those advancements, we need to remember the importance of responsible advertising.
It's about finding that balance, right? between innovation and responsibility, making sure gambling stays fun and entertaining for those who choose to participate.
Lisa's story is a perfect example of how to achieve success in this industry the right way. She started with limited resources, but through careful planning, strategic execution, and a commitment to ethical practices, she built a thriving business.
It's an inspiring story that shows that anyone can succeed with the right mindset and approach.
And remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all this info, don't worry. You can always go back to Lisa's guide or our discussion. The beauty of these online resources is you can access them anytime you need a refresher.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment, test different approaches, and see what works best for you. This world is constantly evolving, so stay curious, stay informed, and never stop learning.
Now, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder as you embark on your gambling advertising journey.
Go on.
With all these advancements on the horizon, AI, VR, blockchain, what role do you think ethics and responsibility will play in shaping the future of gambling?
That's a great question. It's a conversation we as an industry need to be having. How do we leverage these powerful technologies to create a more ethical, sustainable, enjoyable experience for everyone?
It's a challenge, but also an opportunity to shape the future in a way that benefits both businesses and players.
And remember, you don't have to go it alone. There are resources out there like Lisa's Guide and Affmaven to help you navigate this complex landscape.
Well said. So, as you venture into the world of gambling advertising, remember, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ethical. The possibilities are endless, but it's up to us to shape the future of this industry in a way that we can all be proud of.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about all the potential, but it's also a reminder that we all have a role to play, right? In shaping the future. I mean, absolutely. We can't just be chasing profits and forgetting about ethics. It's all about finding that balance where innovation meets responsibility.
Well said. Speaking of responsibility, we haven't talked much about the regulatory side of things. Does Lisa predict any major changes coming down the pipeline?
Oh, she definitely sees stricter regulations coming, especially around age verification. It's about protecting minors and making sure gambling stays an adult activity. We'll probably see more advanced ways of verifying age, like using AI and biometrics, to really prevent underage access.
That makes sense. Technology can be a powerful tool, but we need to use it wisely. What about responsible gambling measures? Anything on the horizon to help players stay within their limits, avoid problems?
Lease predicts that real-time spending limits are going to become much more common. Imagine being able to set like daily, weekly, or even monthly limits on your gambling right there in the app or website.
That would be amazing. It would give players so much more control over their spending.
Exactly. And we'll likely see more personalized interventions too, like pop-up messages or even temporary account suspensions, if someone's behavior suggests they might be struggling.
Those are all really positive steps towards a safer, more responsible gambling environment. It's encouraging to see that regulators and industry leaders are taking this seriously. But at the end of the day, it comes down to personal responsibility too, right? Players need to be aware of the risks and make informed decisions.
Couldn't agree more. It's about promoting a culture of responsible gambling, where players understand the importance of setting limits, taking breaks, and seeking help if they need it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into gambling ad networks, I think the biggest takeaway is this. It's a thrilling industry, tons of potential, but it's crucial to approach it with both enthusiasm and a strong sense of responsibility.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Finding that balance between pushing boundaries and making sure we're creating a sustainable, ethical industry, that benefits everyone. That's the key.
And remember, Lisa's journey is proof that success is possible if you do things the right way. She started small, but with careful planning, smart strategies, and that commitment to ethics, she built something amazing.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to shape this industry, one campaign at a time.
Well said. And if you're feeling inspired to learn more about online business and marketing, definitely check out Affmaven. They've got a ton of resources to help you along the way.
It's a great resource for anyone looking to stay ahead of the curve and achieve success in this, ever-changing digital world.
Absolutely. So as we sign off, remember, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ethical.
And until next time, keep diving deeper.
Keep diving deeper.